Let's see here. All right. Let's call Alejandro Morales. See how his day went. Alejandro Morales.
Hey, buddy.
¿Cómo estás, amigo?
Muy bien.
Hey.
Said.
Thanks for taking the call. Welcome to Let's Talk Chess Log. You're on episode 2. How does it feel?
Amazing.
Yeah? You just got done with work 4 minutes ago, haven't you?
No, I'm not even... Yeah, I'm kind of done. Done, yeah. Not done. Is it ever done? It's never done. I'll never be done.
My work, my job is really never done. But tell me do you mind if I ask you what you do for a day job?
I am a relationship manager for a health insurance company.
Oh my God, you're a relationship manager for a health insurance company? Yeah,
I manage relationships.
That's a lot. I mean, that's kind of what being a home care physical therapist is mostly what I do. I feel like I manage a lot of relationships in people's homes with their sick family members and the expectations contained therein, but you work for the insurance side of things.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not fun or exciting. I've become the thing that I hate. I am embodying all of evil.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Gracious.
Actually, it's not evil. I'm being way too hard on myself. It's medium evil.
Medium evil.
Maybe like 3% evil.
It's not super hardcore evil.
It's not the hardcore. Yeah, I'm not like the person who like denies people's claims. No. Tells people that they can't get a surgery or that's not a no.
Oh my gosh! Or denying the claim where somebody can't get a stair glider to access the first floor of their home, for example.
Yeah, that's not me. I'm just a messenger. I'm just a go-between. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm just the faceless bureaucrat that greases the wheels.
What do you grease the wheels with? Specifically.
Sorry.
Why are you sorry? Why are you apologizing? I want to know what are you greasing the wheels with your laughter and your good...
No, I said come. I didn't even miss that.
You said come.
I said come.
Of course you did.
I apologize.
And then you felt bad. Then you felt bad about it right away.
Yeah, Catholic.
Okay, I understand. I was raised Catholic. You should own it. I grease the wheels with cum.
Yeah. So I grease the wheels with my soft skills. Mm-hmm. It's apologizing, falling on a sword, connecting people who need to be connected. That kind of thing.
Apologizing, and then you fall on the sword. And then you have to connect people who need to be connected.
Yeah, in that order.
I don't know. That sounds pretty hardcore. Falling on a sword and what have you?
I fall on a lot of swords.
Every day?
Every day. But you know what? It's like I got here because I started in a call center doing customer service. Mm-hmm. And now I'm doing customer service, but for like corporate, for companies.
This guy's good.
And stuff like that. So it's nothing will be as like hard as a call center was. As much as it kind of sucks. Mm-hmm. When I was in the call center, it was like it sucked and it was stressful and you wanted to cry and it never ended. And it really was like, and the volume of things that you had to address. Mm-hmm. And the money was terrible. It's insane. I worked a million times harder then for like 40% of what I make now. This country doesn't make any sense.
No, this country doesn't make any sense. I understand, but like you said, your job is never over. You always have things that are needing to be managed, swords that need to be falled on. You have to line up the swords tomorrow to fall on. And make sure you schedule all of the impalements.
That's right. And then after work, I clock out, and then I go and sit on some swords in the neighborhood.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you gotta make your own. You've got to make your own funny, Alejandro. Why did I call you Alejandro? You know what it is? Because I'm exhausted from doing patient care, and my job's not really done yet either. I'm like lording over my inbox to make sure that they don't throw me any more new patients than they said they would. So, but I'm talking to you in the interim, and this is fun. Hold on a second. What? What do you want? I want to talk to Alejandro too. Sorry. This is my friend. My friend, hopefully, and yours. Let me introduce my damn self. Hello, Alejandro. My name is Auggie. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Pleasure's all mine, Auggie.
So, you talking about insurance and shit, right? And one time, I got stuck in my own basement, and I slipped and fell in some water, and I fell down, and my neck went fucking backwards and shit. Auggie, do you have to? Yes. So, and then I didn't have health insurance, and I tried to get physical therapy because my neck fell out. It was all backwards and shit, and they said they won't fix my neck unless I had health insurance. And then I tried to sue my mom because it was her house, and I feel you. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay, well, thank you. Auggie, I see you, I hear you. Yes. And you are valid.
Thank you very much. See, Tone, why don't you try that every now and again?
That's true. I'm sorry.
Are you not affirming Auggie, Tony?
Are you trying to? Is this like one of those relationship things that you do at work?
Yeah, give him a chance.
Yeah. Let me fix this. Let me fix this for you too.
Jesus Christ, Tone. The man's got a point.
All right. Well, so anyway, part of the show is I like to talk to people about what it is they do, and I like to talk to people about their life. We kind of went back and forth a little bit about our dads, and you said you have like a really interesting story. Can I tee this up a little bit so the listeners back home have some context?
Okay.
Yeah. So Alejandro was telling me that his dad inherited you said your dad inherited a farm in Chile? Is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Can you tell us a little bit about, first of all, Chile, so...
Auggie, let me take that.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that story. How did your father inherit a farm in Chile?
Okay, all right. Let's see if I can speed run this one. Okay, so I had a
probably a lot to tell.
I had a granduncle named Gabriel, and he was a land baron in Chile, and I believe that he was also a closeted homosexual. He never married, never had children, and he lived with his mother until she died, and then he died shortly thereafter.
Wow.
And so leaving behind no direct heir, when he passed, his nephews, which is my dad and his brother and their cousin, sort of had to duke it out over the estate because my uncle also did not leave a will.
Oh, so there was no instructions for after he would pass away, correct?
No, so everybody just spent the last 14 years fighting.
Physically?
No. That would have made it speedier.
Right, that's sometimes the best thing when you got an argument. Let's go outside and roll his sleeves up.
Oh yeah, and my dad would have won. My dad's 6'2", big dude. He would have killed.
Yeah. Okay. He was
but he's been down in he came to the United States in the late 1970s, and then he went back to Chile in 2010 to settle this estate business, and he lives now there. He lives on one of the farms.
Wow. Is your dad still alive? He's still with us?
Yes, he is still with us.
Oh, that's wonderful. So do you go and visit him in Chile on his farm?
Yeah, and the rest I do. And the rest of my family also lives in Chile. So I go to Chile about once a year to visit my uncles and aunts and cousins and my dad. Oh, and my little brother and sister.
Now, you said your dad was a pretty prolific gentleman. He had lots of kids. Is that right?
Yeah. He had 5 kids with 3 moms.
5 kids with 3 moms. Damn, dude. I got 1 kid,
yeah.
And my fiance has 2 kids, and I feel like I have a hard time stringing it all together just with what we have to take care of. I can't imagine 5 kids and 3 moms. That's a lot of work. Tell me a little bit about.
Well, it's a lot of play. Is what it is.
Did he take responsibility for all these kids and all these moms, or is it just like, hey, you're pregnant?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. He was working a lot. Mm-hmm. His first daughter with his girlfriend, who was Colombian, actually was raised in Miami. Mm-hmm. So the girlfriend skipped town with the daughter and raised the daughter in Miami, where she still resides. Okay. So my dad wasn't really kind of able to co-parent, aggressively in those days, because this is the 1980s. Yeah. Nobody's rich in this equation. So my older sister really missed out. Me and my sister also missed out because my dad worked in a hotel. So, he worked breakfast, lunch, dinner, weekends, holidays. So we didn't see him too much. Yeah, the latest batch of kids, he had them when he was 60. And now he's, retired and, essentially retired. He's still running the estate. But he's definitely had time to raise these kids. So these kids have gotten the most dad out of him, out of the 5 of us.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah. Damn, Tom. Sounds like you hit him on a button.
Yeah, that's right, Auggie. I hit him on the button.
I had not even begun to explore how that makes me feel. I don't think about it. I'm happy for the kids. I'm happy for them. I guess and that's as far as my imagination will take me.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, there's definitely a lot of power behind whatever when you process that, man. You're gonna have some really big emotions, I would think.
Oh, probably. I mean, we'll see. This whole estate stuff has really shown a light on human nature. I mean, my father actually he stopped speaking to his brother. They fought so much over this estate and inheritance that him and his brother stopped talking, and then his brother, my uncle, passed away from cancer.
Oh,
and
that's really sad.
Yeah, really sad, really, really tragic. And
I'm sorry that your uncle passed away from cancer.
Really upsetting, but also instructive. Because you can see that path ahead. You can see what it does to a family, and I think seeing that sort of play out, I definitely know what I don't want to do.
Oh, yes. Fathers teaching us what we should not be doing. Yeah, I get a lot. I get a lot of those lessons. I got a lot of those lessons growing up from my dad.
Yeah. It's complicated. It's so complicated, because again, you got this big, lots of land, lots of wealth. We didn't really come from wealth. We were none of us were ever rich. So, that first sniff of a little bit of something, and it really, it got to people, and it got to me too. I mean, when this all went down in 2010, this is when I was starting to do comedy. And one thing that always was in the sort of, in the background was, I was thinking, well, whether comedy works out or not, or whether, being a, working artist works out or not, I'll have this inheritance waiting for me. Okay. And that's not necessarily the case. A lot of it got spent away on lawyers. A lot of it has been divided up. A lot of the properties are gone. Yeah, I think the most of that at this point I'm going to get is and I'm campaigning for some hectares of land. That's my that's my demand, is I get some hectares, some grapes that I can farm, export, whatever. I don't know. So, just something to retire on.
What how big is this? How big is this land in Chile?
I mean, it was a lot, and it was really big.
Yeah.
In 2010, the estate had been valued at just
a lot,
tens of millions. Yes.
Holy shit, bro!
And as far as Auggie, it was a lot. I thought I was gonna be rich.
Well, that's what I thought when I fell down in my mom's basement. I thought I was going to be rich.
You thought you were going to sue your mom?
I mean, what? I mean, you put it that way, it makes me feel kind of bad.
Yeah, I mean, who else is going to make you rich when you fall down in your mom's house?
I know. I mean, she mean well, but she locked me down there. That's the wait.
Okay.
Wait, hold on.
Wow.
Hold on. Maybe I locked myself down there.
Huh?
Wait, no. That's my fault because the lock's on the other side of the door. I forgot I locked it and it went bump. Mom, I'm down the basement. And I tumbled down the step. Anyway, you don't need to hear about my damn sob story.
It was fascinating. Fascinating.
I like to think so. Thank you very much.
Wow. So this land, is it a farm? Is it farmland? Do they grow
Yes.
You mentioned grapes. They grow grapes and stuff?
Yes, I mean that's what I think that's what my dad ended up with was some vineyards at the end of everything. But the estate used to include lumber and a bunch of properties and some grocery stores, livestock. Again, lots of land.
Livestock meaning like cows and...
Oh, yeah.
What about
cows, horses, ducks,
horses,
goats?
Wow. Do you know how to ride a horse? Have you ever been right?
I have. I hate it. It hurts my my hip flexors or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I'm not used to being having your legs spread and then holding weight on that bottom part of your thigh. Mm-hmm. If you're not used to it, you get so tender.
You get really tender. Yeah. You have to have a very strong pelvic floor. And you're intimately connected with the horse, and if the horse knows that you're scared or if the horse knows that you're not comfortable, it can sense it right away. I went horse riding once, and they're like, do this, do that, and I'm like, this fucking animal isn't listening to a damn thing. This thing's going to do whatever it wants to do. It knows that I don't want to be up here. Yeah. And then in physical therapy school years ago, we did this thing called hippocampal therapy, where they would take kids with autism and balance disorders and they would have them ride a horse around in this field, which is just like a big mud patch. And I was supposed to stand next to the kid who was stand next to the kid on the horse, and the kid was jumping up and down on the horse, and then the horse took like a 45-gallon piss directly on my feet, and I'm like, all right, what are we doing here? And the teachers were all over there, and they're like, all right, students, you walk around and get pissed on by the horse. So those are my two experiences with riding horses. I want to ask you...
What about Auggie? Has Auggie ever been on a horse?
Man, I'm from Juniata Park in Northeast Philly. So I guess I would say no. I've never ridden on a horse. Very frightening.
Okay. Aren't there stables in North Philly?
I don't know, man, but I should probably look into it. But
yeah, they got North Philly Cowboys out there.
The reality of the situation, Alejandro, is that I don't even exist. I'm a figment of Tony's imagination. So therefore, if Tony don't therefore, considering that I don't even exist and I'm a figment of Tony's imagination, and I live in his brainstem or whatever the fuck he tells people, and he don't like riding horses de facto, neither do I.
Yeah, do you think a horse would be really sensitive to that too?
Oh, absolutely. It'd probably buck my ass right the fuck off. I'd end up in the next zip code.
Oh no.
I go from 19135 all the way to 19120.
Local humor will get you local work.
This is true.
I want to ask you real quick about you said somebody was a land baron.
My uncle.
A Chilean land. Is this the uncle that passed away from cancer?
No. This is my granduncle, who was the guy that had all this. This part of the family where all this wealth came from is my uncle, my granduncle Gabriel. Oh wow! Who had amassed all of this wealth.
Now, a land baron. That is so, this seems very, Disney movie adjacent somehow. That's really interesting.
Yeah. He had these, 7, little yappy dogs, and he fattened them up so they were, completely round. Uh-huh. Because he felt like it was, a sign of opulence, I guess. Complicated man. And I hate to speak ill of him because I think maybe me just talking shit about him nonstop for the last 14 years maybe is why I have not gotten my grubby little mitts on any of that fucking inheritance. But he wasn't a nice person. He was a bitch. He was an old, bitter queen, and not even like openly a queen. He was.
He pretended,
I remember.
He pretended like he wasn't homosexual, and he super was homosexual, and so he processed it.
I mean, he couldn't even. I mean, honestly, let's be real. He couldn't even pretend. He was a little, not, a straight person can be effeminate, absolutely, and I don't want to like make any hard rules on people's mannerisms or behaviors, but I'm pretty sure that he was a queen.
Oh, that's too bad. If that's the case, that's too bad that people can't just be honest with themselves, and they're like,
it's a real tragedy, because on the one hand, yes, he had everything that he could ever want, but on the other hand, he didn't. He didn't have that freedom just to be who he was and love who he wanted to love. And maybe if he could have done that, he would not have ended up being so nasty.
Yeah, being so nasty and sort of like overfeeding these poor dogs.
Oh my God! I remember this is my main story about my granduncle. I went to visit him when I was in my early 20s, just to show face on for that side of the family, because everybody knew that he had money. So I went and I visited him. I spent a week with him, and once he ascertained that I was not independently wealthy myself, and that I wasn't really, I don't know, I was an art student at the time. I was pierced all over the place. I must look like such a trash to him. I must have seemed complete trash. So he just lost interest in me right away, except for like some mild bullying. Oh. He would like bring me out and then kind of like make fun of me to his friends.
Right. He would lampoon you in front of his buddies, like, watch this.
Yeah.
Look at this punch.
And then over the course of this week, when I was supposed to go back to see my other family members and leave that village, I didn't have enough cash to get a bus, and he wouldn't give me the cash. He made my dad wire me money. So that and it cost me like 2 or 3 days of my trip that I had to dick around waiting for this money. And one of the days that I'm dicking around, my uncle, we're sitting together, we're having lunch or something, and he takes out a money clip from his pocket that's stuffed with cash. And he takes all the cash out of the money clip and he counts it in front of me. Slowly and languorously just counts out this enormous wad of cash. And then he puts it back in the money clip, puts the money clip back in his pocket, looks at me and says, "I have hardly anything at all."
God.
It's like, what?
He is a Disney cartoon villain.
Who is this for? Yeah.
Who are you talking to? Oh my God. So he is like a Disney cartoon villain.
He was, yes. He was an evil queen.
That is so...
But also tragic, with a tragic backstory.
So unnecessary. He has a tragic backstory.
Maleficent.
Oh, wow. We may have to have a part 2 here. But so unnecessary. But what a wonderfully beautiful, fucked up story. That's like an everlasting gobstopper moment. Like, good Lord, just slowly counting that money, and just so you know, I have hardly anything at all. Like, you fucking hateful weirdo.
That's how it felt.
Oh my God. And did you say anything to him, or you knew that it was a non-starter?
To that, like, I think I was just so gobsmacked, and like there was just no. And my Spanish, is not like is not great for arguing for sure. They don't have like argue with you Spanish. No.
You have like the directional Spanish, and where can I find this and that?
And I can conversate, but you really have to have like a skill at a language if you want to like win an argument.
If you want to eviscerate somebody with your words in a different language,
yeah.
That's
so
true.
Just didn't have that. Didn't have the gumption for it. And also, it was funny. It was mean, but it was legitimately very funny.
I know, kind of like, sort of like Donald Trump is legitimately awful, but every now and again he does something that's legitimately funny.
Oh my God, yeah.
I hate to admit it.
Like looking at the sun.
I know. Oh, Jesus Christ. Can't he just please have... He's got... Okay, sidebar. All this stuff that he's doing, campaigning is hard enough. Now he's got to go here and there to court here and there. Like, the man's body cannot hold out. He's going to have a stroke on live TV, right?
I hope so.
Yeah, we all do. I know.
I hope and pray. I keep being like, this guy's got to friggin' kick the bucket at some point. Come on.
Come on.
Wow. Well, thank you so much, Alejandro. I really appreciate you telling me these stories. That was really, really interesting. I have lots of visuals in my head. Yes. Hey, before we let you go, do you have anything that you're doing soon that you want to plug while you're on my little show here?
Oh, for sure. I brought back my food-themed rap battle game show, Eat Your Beets,
lovely,
to Comedy Sportz Philly for a 3 or 6 month run if it works out.
Lovely.
So I've got a show. I think March. I want to say 27th.
Okay.
Well, let me just take a quick look here. It's March 23rd.
Okay.
March 23rd at Comedy Sportz Philly, 9 p.m. Eat Your Beets.
Perfect.
Food themed game show.
Lovely. Do me a favor
Yes.
and send me a link so I can put it in the show notes, okay?
Sure.
Oh, well, listen, Alejandro, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. I really appreciate you coming on the show.
Oh, thanks again for having me, Augie.
All right, man. You take care of yourself.
Hey, you take care of yourself, brother. Have a great night.
You too.
All right. See you later, bud.
Bye.
Bye. Alejandro Morales, everybody. Let's talk chess lock.
Let's talk, Chestnut.